The first two playoffs of each first-round sequence have spotlighted a wide array of surprises, from Donovan Mitchell's superstardom to Houston's defensive dominance. For more on the biggest surprises in the NBA playoffs so far, keep watching this video. Let's begin.
But first, a reminder about our brand new giveaway. We're giving away a PS5 with a copy of NBA 2K22 and Madden 22. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
First up, the bubble effect. Even though the higher seeds in the 2020 postseason don't enjoy home court advantage, it nevertheless surprises to see the underdogs play with such confidence. After seeing how confident and capable the Magic, Mavericks, and even the Nets were in their first two games, it's reasonable to expect the same from Damian Lillard and the Blazers in their first two games. Favorites won't be able to maintain a winning streak as long as they don't have the support of their home crowd. Despite LeBron James and the Lakers' blowout of the Clippers on Thursday night, we should expect the Lakers, Clippers, and Bucks to go past the first round of the NBA playoffs this season. However, it is possible for a series of accidents to occur in the future as a result of the peculiar setting. Next, Houston's defensive dominance. The story behind James Harden's defensive limitations is widely known, but the ridiculousness of the circumstances surrounding them has reached the level of comedy. According to latest reports, Houston's defense is holding its own against Oklahoma City in the first round of the playoffs. The Houston Rockets have been able to contain the Oklahoma City Thunder's three-guard lineup in the opening games of the series. Chris Paul, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Dennis Schroeder combined for 35 points on 34 shots in a Game 1 loss to the Houston Rockets. In 37 minutes of action on Thursday, Paul recorded a game-worst -36 rating. The Thunder was finding it difficult to break away from Houston's swarm of wings as the game progresses. In pick-and-roll scenarios, open three-point opportunities are few and far between. It's possible for Paul's retribution tour to end before it even begins. Since this team is well known for their ability to assault on the offensive, being able to observe how well they've performed on defense has been a pleasant surprise. Next, we have Donovan Mitchell's superstar showing. Even though Donovan Mitchell has been widely regarded as one of the game's best young players, it's reasonable to question his potential following two straight playoff losses against James Harden and the Houston Rockets. Mitchell, on the other hand, responded to any doubts of his abilities with his ferocity in the first two playoff games. On Monday, Mitchell scored 57 points in a loss, and his vicious dunks against the hoop merited comparisons to Dwayne Wade. His performance in Game 2 may have been even better. Donovan led the way with 30 points and 8 assists, hitting 10 of 14 shots and 6 of 7 three-pointers in a dominant performance. Mitchell has a tendency to get over-reliant on his possession of the ball, and he's not James Harden, but he's one of a few. In order to defeat Denver in the first round, Utah will need Mitchell to appreciate his playmaking abilities. Up next, Jimmy Butler's shooting. The Miami Heat have always been a step or two away from the NBA title debate in 2019 and 20. The Miami Heat have always been a step or two away from the NBA title debate in 2019 and 2020, and not just because of their incredible youth. Jimmy Butler is a player who floats between being an overqualified second banana and a middle-of-the-pack option. Butler's jumper is the most significant factor in this categorization. A season in which he made at least 100 threes is unheard of for a player who shot just 24.4% from beyond the arc this year. When playing against Butler, teams are more than happy to go behind screens. He's a capable clutch scorer, but he's far from perfect. The player's jumper in the playoffs have never been in doubt. His 28 points in Game 1 came on 8 to 15 shooting, with both of his three-point attempts going in the basket, including a dagger late. Butler nailed a pail of triplets on 3 attempts in Game 2, but it was Duncan Robinson who stole the show. At the end of the day, percentage points aren't all that essential. There's a level of reverence involved. A key part of the fourth quarter for Butler is forcing opponents onto the perimeter. For Miami's newest leading guy, things are looking up. Now, Clippers' defensive woes. In spite of having the most efficient regular season offense in NBA history, it was anticipated the Mavericks would face a tough first-round matchup against the Clippers. With two all-defense wings, one of whom may be the best defensive player in his generation, Los Angeles is in command. Behind the two stars, there's a lot of depth. Defensive guard Patrick Beverley is one of the best in the NBA. Montrezl Harrell is an excellent point guard. There hasn't been a lot of excitement in Los Angeles throughout the playoffs so far. Through 2 games, the Mavericks have received pretty much everything they wanted. If Kristaps Porzingis hadn't been dismissed from Game 1, Dallas would be leading 2-0. To their credit, the Mavericks' Boban Marjanovic has been a serious issue for the Clippers, and Luka Doncic has knifed his way into the paint seemingly at whim in the series' opening 2 games. The Clippers still have plenty of time to change their fortunes around. Their defense has a lot of potential and might be the best in the league. They must, however, step up their efforts significantly if they're to challenge for the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Up next, Philly's collapse. As expected, the Philadelphia 76ers lost to the Boston Celtics in their first-round playoff series without Ben Simmons. However, the events that led to this are quite shocking. Although 3 of the 4 games were decided by 8 points or less, Boston dominated from start to end. Jayson Tatum and Kemba Walker were unstoppable, but the rest of Philly's lineup seemed to ignore Coach Brett Brown's instructions. Although the Celtics were a much more talented team, it should not have gotten to the point where it did. The Philadelphia 76ers should have won at least 1 game against the Boston Celtics if the Orlando Magic defeated the Milwaukee Bucks. People on Twitter feel that every postseason result is a referendum on the team-building process, but this is not the case. This one, on the other hand, just might be. For the first time in a long time, the process appears to be coming to an end. On Sunday, Brown was fired after the club failed to advance past the second round of the playoffs 3 years in a row, while Joel Embiid seemed gloomy and wistful at his press conference. General manager Elton Brand has shown a willingness to make tough decisions at a time when the franchise needs a new lease on life. Using Simmons' knee injury as an excuse to keep things the same would have been easy. As free agency approaches, the Sixers might be a key trade chip. Next, Luka Doncic is already cementing his legend. Luka Doncic is widely regarded as an excellent player, but if you thought he'd be doing this right now, you're either his family member or Mark Cuban. Luka's improved output and efficiency are surprising given the Clippers' elite defensive personnel. Such a development wasn't completely out of the realm of possibility. The Mavericks' first-round win was made possible by 2 key developments: the expansion of Dallas' supporting cast and Luka's emergence as a clutch performer. Although they lack star power beyond Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis, the Mavericks have consistently played above their weight throughout the season and did so against the Clippers. They're making a name for themselves in their roles, such as Tim Hardaway Jr., Seth Curry, and Trey Burke, who wasn't even on the roster until July 1st. Once the Mavericks are serious title candidates, they'll likely become folk heroes for the rest of the league. However, Doncic remains the focus of attention despite all of this. Despite a minus 5.9 clutch net rating and a dreadful 45 clutch true shooting percent, he's starting to earn his stripes, most notably by sinking a game-winning step-back 3 on a sprained ankle to level the series at 2 games apiece on Sunday. That's a wrap for this video. See you in the next one.